A friend tried to give me some good advice and tell me not to watch this movie, and I watched Undertone anyways. And honestly, I kind of completely regret doing it because I sat there through this entire movie wondering the entire time when something fun or thrilling or exciting was going to happen. This movie, while it had some cool concepts and a cool premise, it completely flatlines early in the film. And now it has me sitting here wondering, like, why did they even make this film? Like, what was the point? What were they trying to give us? Because they came up with this cool idea. I thought it was going to be genre pushing, like a psychological thriller or something like that. But it turned out to be nothing. It's not a horror movie. It's not scary. It has a few scenes that could be considered creepy, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the baffling choices that they made in this movie. The total lack of payoff and why this film honestly kind of left me feeling out in the cold. The best thing in this film was the first act. The initial setup on paper, the premise honestly was pretty good and modern. You read the synopsis and you think it's going to make something in the genre that's going to flip it on its head, but that illusion was shattered instantly. And I guess I can't beat it up too much because they actually gave us exactly what they said they were going to give us. So who am I to be upset about being delivered exactly what I was told was going to be delivered? But I honestly think they take this really cool idea and it gets bogged down by just poor execution. The pacing in this movie is terrible. It is slow, just slow, slower. And then the narrative in the film, while I guess it follows, it has moments when it goes a little bit off the rails. I thought that this was going to be another popcorn munchy mystery that we were going to sit back and talk about and maybe even praise a little bit. But honestly, after I got done watching this film, it felt like a chore to watch it because I felt tired. If you went into Undertone thinking you were going to get a clever mystery thriller, then like myself, I'm sure you were completely disappointed. The movie introduced a lot of great suspenseful elements and then they just kind of just left it there. And then you can't even talk about this film without talking about the characters' sheer lack of direction. When our characters are faced with their core conflict, they make choices that are just mind-boggling. Like, maybe we should stop listening to this because this is getting a little bit out of hand. Maybe we should just stop. No, let's keep going. This is good. This is good. Come on. The movie abandoned its own internal logic doing that type of thing. You keep sitting back waiting for that explosive aha moment or your skin to crawl or something to that jump scare that we usually get in these movies. But that moment never arrives. This movie is a visual and narrative flatline. And despite the heavy themes that this film tries to play with, it has no beating heart at all. The movie completely forgets to build any emotional stakes for our characters. They rush through any backstory and development of the characters that were involved, and that's probably why those characters felt very hollow and stoic and not the good. And so for me, tell me this. How am I supposed to care about these characters that are experiencing these chilling undertones when you haven't even built them up enough for me to even care about? And then after all of that, we reach the climax of the movie and you think you're about to finally get this moment where we get a massive twist or the big bad monster or just something. Like we're really thinking that we're going to get a satisfying payoff after an hour and 10 minutes of absolutely nothing. And we're absolutely wrong. Do you know what we got? We basically got a big fuck you because we spent our money and watched this film, even though people told us not to. And even though more people are probably going to go see this or buy it on demand when it drops there probably next week, because I hope people don't go see this because this movie was kind of bad. And A24 usually puts out good things, so I was honestly pretty surprised when I hated this movie. I can't even say the movie was predictable because I don't even understand what went on because it's a movie about a paranormal podcast who receives some tapes, some mystery tapes from somebody or whatever, and they basically read them on the show or listen to them on the show and comment about them. And then their podcast becomes haunted and whatever the bullshit like that. And that's what we got, but it wasn't layered. It wasn't scary. It wasn't anything that we would consider good in a horror, a psychological thriller. thriller, a horror comedy, nothing. This did not meet the bill at all. They did all of that building to build towards absolutely nothing because who cares about the ending because it's just another cut to black moment when in some word who cares? Who cares? I gave Undertone a brutal half star out of 5 star. Is the concept of this movie cool? Yeah, it was a pretty cool concept. But did the movie actually deliver on that cool concept? Absolutely not. And if you saw this movie, I'm sure you completely agree. I'm truly not sure why they made this stale ass movie. For me, it was a massive letdown because I was actually looking forward to seeing this movie because the trailer looked cool. You know, we are doing a podcast here, so it's like, okay, this is kind of really in our world. So it was very, very intriguing. And then to be massively let down by a trusted production company was just even worse. So what did you guys think of Undertone if you've seen it? Please, 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 please share what you think about this film down in the comments because maybe you can ease my mind on it and make me feel better about seeing it because maybe I just missed the point. Maybe I missed something in what made this film good. And I would love for somebody in the chat or in the comments to tell me what that is. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I appreciate you all for coming. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.